One of the individuals that is giving ZANU PF subsidiaries as well as ZANU PF itself a headache. It is none other than Fadzai Mahere. I must tell you, it's like she is in parliament. No, she's not in parliament. She is actually using her social media account to hold subsidiaries of ZANU PF as well as ZANU PF to account. Greetings to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press with the red or black subscribe button so that next time we be live, you become the very first one to watch us. So it began with Fadzai Mahere. She has been asking questions, especially to these corrupt individuals in Zimbabwe. So she posted a video. I think I may play that video. And she was asking this innocent question to Wicknell Chivhayo. Good day, Wicknell Chivhayo. You previously admitted under oath that you were paid at least 5 million in advance for the Gwanda solar project. There is very little on the ground to show for these millions. What did you do with the US 5 million? Do you stand by what you said in this clip on the issue, or would you care to elaborate further? We need new leaders. Let me just play the clip. It's just so small.
You were paid in January 2016. Then they kept January 2017. This is January 2018, but nothing is happening. No fencing, no clearing of the ground. Where is the 5 million point something?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Like I explained, we did part of the works that could not be quantified.
May I be allowed to say there's no truth in that, Mr. Chairman?
So, in this video, it's a short clip. He agreed that he was paid 5 million. So let's hear the response of Wicks. He calls himself say Wicknell, but I'll call him Wicknell Chivhayo. There is absolutely nothing that makes him to deserve that title. We know that everybody has to be called that title, but I don't think for him, because of what he has done for the people. Now he says, "Dear advocate," he is responding, responded very late. "Dear advocate, hamunetiwo here. I cannot totally dispute the fact that I am a young, intelligent, and hardworking man." You see, full of himself. Sometimes, if people, it's easy to tell others who you are, but people know who he is. So he says, "But your obsession with me and the Gwanda solar project looks much less of any public accountability issue and more like a personal vendetta." What kind of a personal vendetta? Let's see, maybe as something. "You seem fixated on recycling questions that have already been litigated and buried by the highest courts of our country." Highest courts of our country, which are in the pocket of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, the man you claimed that you have captured. However, since you insist on fishing in a dry pond, allow me to restate, hopefully for the last time, what the courts have already settled. Firstly, there is no law in Zimbabwe or anywhere credible, for that matter, that requires a company to be in existence for decades before it can participate in a tender. Our procurement legislation only demands that the bidder be validly incorporated and demonstrate capacity, whether directly or through lawful partnerships. Intratrek partnered with Chint Electric Co. Limited of China, the second largest solar PV manufacturer globally, and a renewable energy giant with over 50,000 employees and annual revenues of 25 billion. Do you think such a behemoth of a company would partner with shelf company? Perhaps next time, I think that doesn't justify that I mean, the largest company in China cannot partner with a shelf company. It can, in the case of Zimbabwe, partner with a shelf company, depending who owns that shelf company. Remember, the contracts that Wicknell Chivhayo is getting with China is getting it on behalf of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. So Mnangagwa pulls the political strings and say, no, here is the young man. They can even manipulate that shelf company to appear as to be a company that has been existing for a long period of time. So that is a very, very lame explanation in my view. Perhaps next time before tweeting legal inaccuracies, please consult PRAZ standard bidding documents as read together with the PPDPA, which explicitly allow such partnerships. Intratrek and Chint were awarded the Gwanda Solar Project tender as the lowest compliant bidder to specification. That is how it works. Simple. Secondly, that is not how it works. That is how in ZANU PF it works. And that is how to Zwikananda Zua connected to ZANU PF things work. Secondly, your claim that Intratrek was a Mikliman is just but a work of fiction. Rather, if your wrong English there, if he was trying to say, if you read the Supreme Court judgment, you will note that Intratrek secured the land, national project status, prescribed asset status, and all the local regulatory approvals without chint. That is called project development. Madam Advocate, not briefcase trading, as you allege. I mean, he did not do anything. They just gave him those papers and the money was given to the Mnangagwas. The fact that we partnered with a foreign entity to demonstrate technical and financial strength is not criminal. This guy is living in his own world. It is in fact how the entire world's EPC projects are structured. It is rather unfortunate you are ignorant of this common practice. Let me see. I think I'm left with 2 paragraphs. I was already getting tired. Let me just finish. Thirdly, you keep backing. You can't say a human being is backing, especially a lady. This shows that this gentleman has no respect for women. She asked here, she did not actually use any foul language, but this, I mean, tenderpreneur, briefcase tenderpreneur, it shows that he's so emotional. Why are emotions high? Because he is exposed left, right, and center. You keep backing about US $5 million as though it was hidden in my pocket. Yet the Supreme Court judgment already answered this issue. Are you incessant? Are your incessant questions actually placing the wisdom and reasoning of the Supreme Court into doubt? Now he wants to bring Fadzai Mahere into conflict with the captured court of Mnangagwa. For a lawyer of the caliber you purport to be, it amounts to gross negligence to keep. I mean, where did you get this, Wicknell Chivhayo? To keep repeating questions that got long resolved. The advance payment was fully accounted for, and I see no reason why I should sound like a broken record on this issue. The Supreme Court also confirmed the contract is valid, binding, and enforceable through specific performance. The project will therefore be implemented very soon once financial close has been achieved. Okay. Is this how I win all tenders? Yes. It is because the lowest compliant bidder, it is called being the lowest compliant bidder. in line with the PPDPA. It is also called partnering with established or EMS like Chint, who rank among the world's top renewable energy manufacturers. It's not corruption, it is called compliance. Next time, do yourself the dignity of familiarizing yourself with tender process before performing any legal gymnastics on social media in search of elusive relevance. I rest my case. Here, Wicknell Chivhayo did not say anything. If there is anything, he continued to expose himself. One, he was so emotional, he did not answer the questions. Obviously, a criminal will always have his side of the story in a trial, in any be it court trial. You can't justify, you can't say because court sided with you. The courts that are compromised. We know that the Zimbabwe judiciary is highly compromised because they decided to side with you, most probably because they are influenced by Mnangagwa. The Mnangagwa that you have confessed yourself, that you have captured, and then you think that by making a public statement that the court said this about the matter, then the court was correct. We know the courts of Zimbabwe are compromised. They are not actually just, we cannot call them institutions that are actually delivering justice. But these are institutions that are protecting corrupt individuals, such as Wicknell Chivhayo. Still, the question, I think, remains by far unanswered. He did not answer any of the single questions that was raised by Fadzai Mahere. So I'm sure Fadzai Mahere will give a good response to that. I did not check. Let me check. Maybe she is quick, but that would be so quick. She can't be that quick. Let me check. Maybe she has responded, but I don't think so. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast as I give you more. Do remember to press the red or black subscribe button as you sign off.